Welcome back. Recently, the FDA gave the green light to new COVID boosters coming out this fall. Joining us to talk about what you need to know about those shots is pharmacist Steven Simpson with Kinney Drugs. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So let's talk about those boosters. First of all, we know the FDA has given the green light, the CDC is reviewing. What do people know after that, need to know after that point?
Yeah, so once the approval comes from the CDC, these new COVID boosters will be rolled out this fall. And it's right now we still haven't heard the exact age group that's eligible, but we assume it's going to be everybody. And this is the most recent variant. It's an Omicron variant, but it's the most recent one. It's a change back from the bivalent, meaning a two-strain vaccine, back to the original monovalent type. But again, it's going to have the most recent strain of Omicron in that vaccine.
Now, if everybody is eligible, is this a one-dose shot, or is this something that people have to get in a series, kind of like we saw with some of the earlier COVID vaccines?
Yeah, so right now our understanding is that it's just going to be the one-shot booster. There may be some differences for folks who have never been vaccinated and decide that they want to choose to do so now. We're awaiting guidance there as whether or not those folks will have the traditional two-dose series the way that it was originally brought out. But this particular one, if you've been vaccinated in the past, will be a one-dose booster. And
with it being a one-dose booster, we know that participation in getting these shots had lagged off as more and more boosters came out. Do you think having it be one dose will have people show up more, or do you think, you know, we're going to see kind of a lower participation just because people don't have COVID front of mind quite as much?
Yeah, I think it's probably going to follow some of the traditional patterns that we've seen in the last couple of approvals, where we'll see a lower uptake than we had seen in the beginning. Our hope is that more people will consider getting a booster as we head into the cough, cold, and flu season. We don't want to have a double pandemic kind of issue going on where hospitals are inundated with COVID and flu. And so we do hope that folks consider getting this vaccine, especially if it's been a while since their last booster.
And we know COVID cases have been on the rise, towards the end of summer here. Is that what you're seeing a lot of as people come into the pharmacy?
Yeah, we've definitely seen an uptick in COVID cases. A lot more folks have been getting the COVID medications to treat it. We've had a lot of demand for the COVID tests, so we definitely have seen an uptick for sure as we approach the fall season. It's definitely made its way back.
Testing kits, we know we had told people in our viewing area how it was a little bit difficult to find them in some places. Is that getting better at this point?
It is slowly getting better, yes. Yep. What I think happened is over the summer when the cases were really, really low, the demand dropped off, and so we didn't see a lot of manufacturers and stores having a high level of them. And then now that demand is up, it's just starting to kind of catch up. So you will see more and more of these available very shortly.
Back to the COVID shot itself, can you get this with a flu shot? Can you get this with any other vaccines you're getting this fall, or does it need to be done separately?
Yeah, great question. We can definitely do it together. We've done that in the past. Actually, last year I did that myself. So flu shot, COVID shot together is perfectly fine and very safe.
And when do you think these might be available for people? Obviously, we know they haven't been given the full green light yet, but do you have a rough sense?
Yeah, I'm going to say that we're probably going to see them by mid-September, so within a week or so we're going to see these available.
And how does it work? Because we know there aren't big clinics and big spots where people can go get these. Is it the type of thing where everybody needs to just contact their pharmacy, or is it the type of thing where there will be other sites set up for people to go get these?
Definitely available in pharmacies for sure. You can go to the pharmacy's website and sign up for appointments for those, and that's definitely one of the easiest ways to do it. But there will likely be other clinics that we'll see. We haven't seen much detail on that yet from the state or any of the home health agencies yet, whether they'll be participating in any of those, but pharmacies for sure.
And insurance, does it cover it?
Yes, insurances are still covering the vaccine, and this will actually be the first time where the vaccine itself is actually not provided for by the federal government. So this is the first time where it's a commercial vaccine. Pharmacies will be purchasing it just as we do our other vaccinations, and then billing the insurances for that.
Does that change at all the process for people, like what I would see if I walked into a pharmacy, or is that really a thing that affects you more?
Yeah, it affects more on the pharmacy side of things. For a consumer or a patient coming in, they shouldn't see any difference on that.
Good information there. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, since our recording this morning, the CDC advisory panel has voted to recommend newly updated COVID boosters. The 13-to-1 vote by the panel applies to everyone who is 6 months old or older. The CDC director still has to sign off on the recommendations before those shots can be administered.